You can go down in history by getting into the Guinness Book of World Records. What's the easiest way, you say? Well, how about you try beating some of these video game records that even a casual gamer can accomplish? Think you've got what it takes? Check out the 10 challenges every gamer could beat, and then post your results. But before you watch, break the record for subscribing the fastest. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. Super Mario's high score. When it comes to video game records, the original Super Mario has some crazy ones to obtain. Players are often trying to beat the game in the quickest pace possible, which is also known as a speedrun record. While these records require months of practice and impeccable timing, there is one Super Mario record that you can take your time achieving: the high score. It's easy to ignore, but Super Mario Bros. Does feature a point scoring system featured in the top left corner of the game. This is separate from the coin collecting and doesn't mean much when it comes to defeating levels. According to Guinness, the current world record for a high score is 1,435,100 points. While it may seem like a lot, it's easily obtained thanks to a classic glitch that gives players unlimited lives. Once you spend a few minutes gathering up a ton of lives, you need to find a level with a lot of coins and a lot of villains. From there, you can kill, collect, die, and repeat the process as your score rises and rises. Once you pass this threshold, defeat Bowser, rescue Princess Peach, and call yourself a new world record holder. Longest distance riding a pig. Out of all the things you can do in Minecraft, for some reason people love riding the pigs. They don't move very fast and can be a pain to balance on. Not to mention you can't climb up on top of steep hills. Yet some people have ridden a pig for so long that they created a record for it. The official record for the longest distance riding on a pig in Minecraft is 667.03 kilometers, which is roughly 414 miles in the digital game. While that seems like a daunting task, there are many ways you can achieve this without becoming too overwhelmed. The first step is to set up a game of Minecraft on a computer that does not need to be used for anything else. The next step is to set up various playing times in block scheduling. One of the benefits for going for this record is the ability to pause the game and return back to your pig riding session at a later point. For days or weeks, you can slowly ride your way to victory, beat the world record, and then proudly boast to your family, friends, and the world that you are indeed a pig riding master. Largest Skylanders collection. It seems like there's always new Skylanders figures coming out, and along with those figures are Legos, toys, stickers, magazines, and even bed sheets featuring the crazy monsters and characters. Currently, there is a Skylanders fan that holds a record for owning 4,100 unique Skylanders items. This means there are no duplicate items in the count of 4,100. Thankfully for you, starting a collection is easy because of clearance bins and item bundles. You can easily snag older Skylander figures for less than $1 each, giving you a great base collection. To really help expand a collection, consider purchasing extra accessories like figurine holders, cases, and posters. There are even Skylander birthday supplies that can be added to the collection count. When new additions are announced, look for pre-order bonuses and exclusive items that will help add to the collection. These items are a lot harder to obtain at a later date. It may take hundreds of dollars, but some thrifty shopping and planning can help you nab the official record. Saints Row car thefts. Committing digital crimes is one of the biggest appeals when playing games like Saints Row the Third. Who knew that you could actually get a record for it? Don't worry, the Guinness World Record isn't for most headshots or brutal murders, but a much lesser crime of stealing cars. The record is stealing 11 cars in 60 seconds. 60 seconds may go by quick, but that record is easily obtained with some good planning and execution. Running around to find 11 cars is a hassle. This is why you need to draw the cars to your location. Using other cars or obstacles, you need to make a barrier in a busy street. Before you know it, you can have a pileup of 15 or 20 cars. That's when it's time to start the timer. If your goal is to steal 20 cars, then you have to get in and out of a car within 3 seconds. Practice your timing to get in, out, and move on to the next car as quickly as possible. Thankfully, the game mechanics in Saints Row the Third make it pretty easy to get in and out of vehicles without getting too close to them. To count as a stolen vehicle, you must drive the car at least a couple of feet and then hop out. FIFA Street. Margin of victory. FIFA games are popular all over the world, and they only get better with each new release. Soccer is not a very high-scoring game, but players are constantly looking for ways to increase goals and defeat their opponents by crushing amounts. In 2007, a Guinness World Record was set for the game when a player from the UK defeated the computer by 22 goals. While that's a lot for soccer, we're talking about video games here, and not the real-life sporting event. By planning out various strategies, you can find ways to obtain this impressive score. Once you start winning by 5 goals or more, you can slowly slowly increase your score until you reach the record. The key is to stick with the same team and same opponent. By playing against the same opponent, you can learn how they play on offense and defense. You learn different patterns and can spot weaknesses within the roster. The same goes for your own team. You can find the best shooters and utilize them for quick goals when needed. The record applies for FIFA Street, but you may be able to obtain it for other FIFA video games. Fastest wrestling match victory. Just like the real WWE, there are many ways that players can get quick victories and pinfalls within the game. In the Guinness Book of World Records, there are multiple records for the fastest wrestling victory. It all just depends on what game you're playing. On the GameCube exclusive Day of Reckoning, a player was able to pin an opponent in just 11 seconds. Considering the shortest matches in WWE history are all under 10 seconds, there's no reason that you can't achieve this in the game. One of the obvious strategies to getting a quick pin is picking the right wrestler. You need someone with fast moves that can execute them within just a few seconds. Something like Triple H's pedigree or the Stone Cold Stunner may take too long to execute. Randy Orton's RKO or Kane's chokeslam are better options for scoring a quick pin. If you don't own Day of Reckoning, consider playing Legends of WrestleMania. One player holds a pin record of 55 seconds using the hardest difficulties in the game. The record may not lead to a WWE career. However, you could see your name printed in a book. 6-star wanted level. One of the toughest things to go up against in Grand Theft Auto 4 is a 6-star police chase. The police will hunt you down, send out helicopters, and do anything they can to make sure that you are dead. If you enjoy running from the cops and staying at a 6-star level, then you can try to beat the record for surviving the longest. This record currently stands at 16 minutes and 16 seconds. This may not seem like a long time, but if you're on good behavior or hiding out, then the wanted level will go down. To keep the wanted level at 6 stars and still survive, you need to protect yourself and still have access to as much carnage as possible. This is where the sniper gun comes in handy. By going up on a rooftop and barricading the doors below, you can snipe down helicopters, increase police presence, and work your way up to the 16 minutes of mayhem. Before jumping in and going for random kills, it's good to scope out parts of the city and find the best area to begin your marathon. There will likely be a lot of trial and error before you get close to this record. The most Tomb Raider screenshots. There's a lot to accomplish in the Tomb Raider games. You can beat the whole game on foot, only using a specific weapon, or go for some type of speed run. Out of all the accomplishments and options, the Book of World Records decided to focus on an odd one. One gamer holds a record for capturing the most unique screenshots of a Tomb Raider at 10,000 screenshots. Why these screenshots were taken, needed, or counted for a record is beyond questioning, but it does offer a lot of options for other gamers. It wouldn't take long to accumulate this many screenshots within the game, because you can easily capture screenshot after screenshot while playing. Why stop at Tomb Raider? If you're a fan of other games, then you could really capture a lot of images while you play. Think of an open game like Minecraft. You have the ability to capture screenshots of different locations, different views, and wearing different skins. It should be extremely easy to break 10,000. At that point, you can go knocking on the Guinness door and try to have your record verified. The odd part about this record is there's really no skill involved. Most user-created levels played in 24 hours. Little Big Planet has a fun advantage of allowing players to design the game, upload levels, and share them with the world. Some levels are hits, and others are busts. But either way, it's exciting to see how creative some people can be. During a typical gaming session, you could easily get through a dozen or so of these levels. If you're going for the record, then you must play through 272 levels in a 24-hour period. This record also includes levels being played. That means you don't even have to defeat the level for it to count toward the total. Not only could you achieve this record in Little Big Planet, but there are plenty of other games that come to mind. One of the most popular in recent months is Super Mario Maker. The innovative game has thousands of levels created by players. Some of them are super short. During a 24-hour gaming session, you could realistically play through 500 different Mario levels and call yourself a new record holder. The key to getting this record is loading up caffeine and ensuring you can last the full 24 hours. NBA Jam's biggest blowout. The arcade style and action featured in NBA Jam creates a lot of fun gaming sessions and some crazy scores, along with playing with characters like Santa Claus and NBA mascots. The game has the ability to create one-sided scoring marathons. According to Guinness, the record for the biggest blowout in NBA Jam is 43 points. Yeah, just 43 points. That happens in regular NBA games all the time. Never mind this 2-on-2 arcade game. If you played the game for just a week, you could easily amass the skills to defeat your opponents and go on some crazy scoring routes. There are two skills you need to achieve this record. The first is a strong defense, block shots, steal passes, and to get quick turnovers to keep the pace of the game up. The second is to stay, quote-unquote, on fire for as long as possible. If you're on fire, then your turbo is unlimited, and you are more likely to make three-pointers. It's also a good idea to select players with a long shooting range. This will help you make quick baskets and move up the court quickly. To keep the game clean, avoid any cheat codes or random upgrades before the game starts. This will help ensure that a record sticks. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And for more awesome countdowns like this one, subscribe to The Gamer for all your video game nerdiness.